Welcome to Season 2. This show is coming back better than ever with higher production quality and an ever more mysterious story. And even our very first sponsor. Thank you so much to everyone who is supporting our growing little show. It means the world to us, and I've been waiting to say this again for a while. Welcome to Dive Cloud. Welcome back to Dive Cloud, the first episode of Season 2.
Are you ready for this?
Let's do some introductions. I think that hopefully the audience is ready for this.
Feel it.
First up.
Oh, hi. Cole waved at me, so I'm first. I'm Jennifer Collins, and I'll be playing Shava Damaxic, a Mephistopheles tiefling warlock who has some issues.
I am Weston Lema. I will be playing Darius Smokebrewer, the Dwarven Forge cleric, who has got less problems, but some problems of his own.
I mean, you're missing a lung, right?
I'm missing a lung and an eye.
That seems like a larger problem.
He's got some.
Put the witch's eye in your head.
Not yet. Not until I know what it does, which Cole told me I won't, so I don't know.
You could just eat half and half.
I'm Brandon Korth. I'm playing Yangne Evenway, the druid of the forest, pockets full of sticky buns.
And I'm Michael Lema. I play Whispers at Sunset, the Owlkin aarakocra barbarian who eats small animals.
And I'm the DM. I play the sticky buns. So that's what
And what a role it is. The role of a lifetime.
I should have said I caused the problems.
I would say that you are the ones who caused the problems for me.
Well, fun facts about our characters
around.
could be fun things in this draw.
Okay, so we're going to open with a cutscene. A gigantic hand presses against a glass pod-like structure, hooked up to tubes and lights. The hand is built of mangled machinery and dripping black ichor. Swirling light inside the pod forms a vaguely humanoid shape and blinks. Soon, you shall recreate what we've lost. Soon, the mortal will be whole. And this entity sits back on its throne with dead machines.
First comment, anything dripping black ichor?
It's a loss. Yeah.
If it drips, dripping.
Andy's
Cole,
Yeah, you are always dripping. What? I was right.
It's this one specific character who's always dripping.
He just happens to be in a lot of cutscenes.
Why is everything in your universe so moist?
Everything's always really sweaty.
Fine, I'll send you guys to a desert. If that makes you happy.
Humidity's always
We're
at 90%
still going to meet someone like
here.
Julian who's just dripping sweat.
There'll be oil everywhere.
Torch blare marshmallow.
We'll be able to track Julian based off of his sweat trail.
At this point, you have spent roughly 3 days exploring the city. Our minisodes kind of covered that. And you've been going about your various businesses, tying up loose ends, figuring out how to live in the city. What would you all like to spend your time doing?
Is this where we talk about how we leveled up?
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
everyone is now level 5.
Woo!
Well, after Whispers and Yang's failure to stop the electric vampires, Whispers would be extraordinarily frustrated. He would have been even more frustrated when the guards weren't helpful after finding another murder victim. And so he would have spent a lot of time out on the edges of the forest practicing his combat maneuvers and working on his reflexes because he's just frustrated that another major enemy got away from him because he wasn't fast enough.
All right.
Yeah, Yang not enjoying that he has to get babysat by everyone. Yang wanted to go off and do his own stuff, and Whisper's like, no, you should probably come with me. So Yang got away from people and was wandering around the town, not enjoying like the craziness of the city as much, but managed to find a gap between buildings that must have been like too small to get developed or something. And so there was a lot of overgrown like brush and stuff there. And so he settled himself into that and started doing some meditation and actually started restoring that little zone to a little bit more of a healthier area and is getting more in touch with his more nature side.
Darius, after learning that Archie would have, or is trying to set up a meeting between Izo and him, he would want to be at his strongest to convince Izo that he is worthy in entering the tower. So he would have spent some time both training in the training area or the yard of the Technomancer's College, as well as sitting down and tinkering and working and see if he can figure out some new tricks to put up his sleeve to apply to his weapons and discovering new spells and forms of casting.
Yeah, at this point, everyone who's at the Technomancer's College does know to not be outside when Darius is practicing.
Yeah.
Very explosive.
He has already destroyed and had to mend back 2 of the statues that are in the front courtyard.
So, one thing, depending on what Shava's doing, has she returned from getting the letter?
Yes.
Was that the whole 3 days, or
That would not have been the whole 3 days. Yes.
Okay.
So Shava had left with a mysterious letter saying it was family business.
She'd probably be contemplating very heavily right now what she learned. And honestly, she'd probably be mentally preparing herself to talk to the rest of the party, and she probably would have been trying to start to make connections throughout the city. As well as also, she's still trying to find her brother, by the way.
Yeah. And to pick up in scene, this is when you all return to the inn. But when you return to that alleyway, instead of saying inn, it says shop.
Okay.
In the same neon light that it had before.
Guys, I don't think this is the place we were before. Let's go find it.
Of course it is. They put up a new sign. It's peculiar, though.
Well, it's not an inn anymore. We can't stay here.
Perhaps.
They can't have changed the entire building.
The door creaks open, and you see the entire building has changed.
I am so confused.
Behind the counter is RoRi. This is a much more well-lit place, and you see shelves with items, adventuring gear. You see rings and glass cases with jewelry and other odds and ends. You see some like magical runic patterns on some of their shelving. Some of the items are clearly magical that they have here.
Yep.
Am I here right now? Do I know
Yes.
that they... Okay.
You would not know that it was an inn before, though.
My tatties are over the side. I guess I was wrong.
I don't know why you guys are so surprised. It's just a normal shop.
It was not a few hours ago.
Yeah.
I don't think anything about this place is normal.
RoRi, explain yourself.
Welcome back.
Who are they?
The owners.
I'm Ro. I'm Ri.
Hello, Ro and Ri.
We are together, RoRi.
Okay, RoRi.
They're kind of one person, but also 2 people. I don't know. You'll get used to it.
They're so peculiar.
This is our shop.
I'm already extremely fascinated. Nice to meet you. And she's gonna like try to shake hands.
They both, one with their left hand, one with their right hand, both clasp your hand around and shake.
I like them. I like them a lot.
What happened to you own an inn?
We own an inn. It's just in the other place.
What does that mean?
We can have 2 spaces. One for each of us.
How do I get to our sleeping chamber?
What did you do with my sticky buns? They were in my bag.
We can't exactly have 2 going at the same time. You could step outside for a bit while we reorganize.
I'll step outside. Whispers hops outside.
Everyone would have to go outside unless you want to. I don't know.
Yangne backs out slowly with pointing his 2 fingers into his eyes and your eyes.
Is it dangerous to stay and watch?
No one's ever done it before.
Can I?
Goodbye, Darius.
Darius, no!
We don't know what'll happen.
I'm just gonna step outside.
All right, fine. I'll let you do your thing.
You can blow yourself up some other time.
I'm really curious.
Okay, you all step outside and you watch as Nothing changes outside except for the sign, which becomes faded and superimposed with another inn sign, and it just fades between the two.
What the heck?
Yangne swings the door open.
And it is the inn that you were at before with that red neon glowing light ringing around the ceiling and floor.
You've got to teach us how to do that. That's pretty cool.
Honestly, we don't know exactly how we do it ourselves.
What?
We have two spaces. One's a shop, one's an inn.
I've gathered that, but what do you do? Do you flip a switch?
Kind of.
Do you take this place with you, or do you remake it every time? Is it magic?
Yes. We really don't know.
Did you build this place? Did it come from technology from the tower?
No, it just, well, maybe. It seems to do with us being two people in one sort of mind.
At this point, you could all look at Whispers, and you've seen a similar face on his expression when he's looking at Yangne, but it's larger. The shock and the awe of the amount of what he feels is stupidity that's happening at the moment. But he's also fascinated by it, so he's not saying anything. He's just dumbstruck.
If you need to go to your bed or the shop, just ask and step outside.
Do I have a room?
There's only
Did you guys
only
did we
rented
just get one room?
We
with
have one
bed.
room. They charged us an enormous amount of gold for the shabby.
Yeah, we all said we would just sleep on the floor.
I forgot how much they charged us.
How much was it?
They wanted 10 gold a night. We negotiated for 5, which is still robbery.
Okay, so thank you. Let's find another inn.
Hold on. That's our initial price. We can drop it to 2.5. Mostly this is just to get people who come in through the city for one night. Plus, we also have a shop that happens to be close by.
As strange as it is, I would like to see the shop again.
Well, let's grab our stuff out the room first before it gets lost in another dimension.
I don't think it's the stuff you have to worry about, but more so like the soul. In terms of disappearances.
We have yet to make anyone disappear.
Has anyone been in here while it's happened?
No.
That's a suspiciously clean slate.
I would like to know. Perhaps we could find a small animal to put in here.
First, you'd have to not eat it, Whispers.
They are tasty.
Oh my gosh.
We love small animals.
I mean,
This is going nowhere.
honestly,
Would you like to see the shop?
Yes.
Sure.
I'll just back out,
Yeah, I
just
guess
watching
so.
them.
I could leave Nyx in here, and then if she just poof, I get her back.
That's a great idea.
Okay, do you leave Nyx in the shop?
I confer with her first. Are you okay with this?
I should be fine, right?
I don't know.
I'll just poof back. I think.
I don't know.
I've never dealt with anything like this.
What am I? Can I? You know more about this than I do. Are you comfortable staying here? Do you think you'll come back? Because I don't know.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
We're talking about you staying in the inn to see it turn into a shop.
Oh, sure.
Okay, we'll be right back, RoRi.
Okay.
Just pictures all huddled outside the door.
Literally, you guys were talking to a floating voice, like this Nyx is invisible, and RoRi does not seem phased. Okay, you all step outside, leaving Nyx in, and it changes.
I'm gonna look through her eyes.
Oh, as it changes, you would see the entire place shift in the same way the sign does. And it is the same layout, and it looks like nothing bad happens.
And she just comes out and she's fine?
Hmm?
Okay. Maybe the small existential crisis was a little much, but cool.
So what do we got here then? I'm looking at their
Yeah, what's in the shop?
Yeah, so you see an assortment of rings. You see a bronze helmet that has a magical sheen. You see a cloak that is slowly billowing, even though there's no wind in here. A small origami dragon, as well as a staff is kind of in a an umbrella holder behind them. They also seem to have some sort of table with an alchemical runic symbol on it.
RoRi, I have some items I would like you to look at, seeing as how you have some experience with magical creations.
We've noticed now that when we look at magical things, we understand them better than most.
You noticed now?
No, before.
Here. And
the
I'll
other
just
now.
dump the Andy's lance and Andy's bow on
Okay.
the...
You
I
dump them
would
down.
also bring the eye out. And just
Oh, you set the eye down?
oh, maybe hold on. I'm gonna have it be in a little pouch
It's
so
in
that
a
it can't
pouch.
see anything, but
Okay.
it's on there.
Wanting to also be a part of this, I'm gonna put a sticky bun on the table. And how about this?
So
Oh. Oh.
Very magical.
I'm not gonna lie. Shava is very interested in the fact that there's a staff in the umbrella holder, so she's going to be inspecting that staff to see if it can turn into an umbrella.
Okay, so you're doing that. Let's deal with sticky bun countertop situation first. You put down Andy's lance and the huge bow that you guys have been lugging around, I guess. So you set them down and they start looking over them. It's gonna take a little time if you leave it with us. We'll get back to
Very
you.
well.
We'll be able to tell you the school of magic, maybe some basic functionality it has.
Thank you.
Although, and you see both of them furrow their brow and look at the bag. There's some very interesting energy coming from that bag.
That doesn't surprise me. Do you know what it is?
I pulled it out of someone's head. I think it's an eyeball.
Whisper's eyes get really big. Multiple of everything. It just starts to look around.
2 floors.
I don't know. Darius would look at you guys like, yeah?
No.
Yeah.
Do you pull out the eye?
Yeah, he'd keep it like close to him, and he'd keep it like whatever like part that's looking at his face, and not like trying like keeping it or like at his face or his chest that's not in the background, because she knows I have it, so if she can't see through it, all she can see is me, or at least that's what I'm gonna try to do.
All the paint was
Licked away.
flamed off. Well,
Yeah.
also licked and digested off. You can't tell what side is a front. It's perfectly spherical.
Well, then he's gonna keep his hands back on one side and hope
Okay.
that it's.
All right. They begin looking over at it, both one of their left hands and one of their right hands kind of moving over the top. This is strange. If you want to leave it with us, we can try and gauge more about it.
No. We don't know if the original owner can see through it, and we'd rather not it come looking.
We would also like that, I think. Especially if the owner had such negative energy.
She didn't even know how to use an accordion properly.
My, that's egregious.
It was a terrible sound.
Darius, maybe the Archmage might be able to help us with this
I
one.
was about to ask. I was like, do you think do you know what could you tell us about? Do you know what kind of energy it is, or do you just know that it's bad?
We would need time.
All right,
We know it's not good.
I'll bring this to my superior and see if there's anything he can do with it.
Are you talking about Archie?
Perhaps.
Oh, Archie's a wonderful fellow.
You know Archie?
Yeah, well, when we had our mishap, he was one of the first to study us.
Mishap?
When we became one, we tell this story all the time. All the time.
Tell it again.
We have not heard this tale.
No.
You
never-
didn't ask last time.
Yeah. What? What happened to
What
you?
are you?
We're 2 people and also 1 person. It happened in the middle of the night. We were fast asleep. We are sisters. We grew up together. And we had moved to Aether to become better at magic, which we had each a small ability in. And there was a machine, as far as we could tell, that came into our room at night, and then everything poof. And now here we are.
A machine came into your room at night and poof. Poof.
Well,
That's
We-
a story.
we did kill it with magic.
Whoa.
We stomped on it a lot, and then there was an explosion. Poof.
How big was this machine?
It was small.
What did it look like?
It was sort of amorphous, like a blob with bits of machinery that formed inside. It's very strange. Very strange.
Did it go inside of you, or did you become one with it, do you think?
We don't know.
It just exploded and here you are?
Here we are.
Poof.
Poof. Poof.
How do you like your existence like this?
It's nice. We like spending time together. And now we don't have the choice.
Well, yeah. That's all great. But what about my magical item? And Yang's like head like peeks above the table as his eyes are cross-eyed looking at the sticky bun. It has so much energy in it.
They move their hands over it. More to just make you happy. It's got a lot of energy.
Yeah.
We can feel it.
Uh-huh.
And then the other one says, it's caloric in nature.
Caloric. Okay,
Why
yeah.
is every NPC just an enabler?
I knew it. They give me so much power.
So much energy. Anyway, we don't want to take any more of your energy out of the magic.
Of course. And Yang's just gonna peek his head up over the table and just like slurp it. In
So
his mouth.
much calories.
All the time.
All the time.
You heard it. You heard him. So much energy in this thing.
By the way, Whispers, you do have a sticky bun in your pocket if you've ever looked there.
Oh, I forgot
I
about
wouldn't by
that.
this point.
Yeah.
It's a
Let's say you pull it out right now. When you're looking for your items.
Good, pulling out the items. What is this?
That was I gave it to you. You said you wanted the sticky buns.
No. I said I did not want the sticky buns.
Well, just keep it. You might want it for later. They always come in handy.
The bow and Andy's staff are sticky.
It's all things should be.
They take the bow and the staff and they place them on that alchemical rune sign, and it begins to light up and spin as they move their hands across. Okay. Come back in a little bit and we'll have more information.
Thank you very much.
Can
And then-
I actually go up to them? I'm gonna show them my locket and I'm gonna be like, can you look at this?
Yeah. Did you want to do your umbrella staff business
Yes.
first? Okay.
Yes.
Let's go back to umbrella staff. You find the staff in the umbrella rack. It does have a crooked handle, but it's longer than the rest.
Okay.
It has an intricate swirling pattern with these geometric shapes, almost like vines curling around it.
I pick it up.
Okay, you pick it up. It does have, you can tell like the wood is shifting, and if you move your hand up across it, these wooden panels pop out from the sides and swirl into an umbrella, but it's all made of wood.
Darius,
What? And then Darius, whoa! What is that?
look at this.
You can use that to absorb other people's spells if they direct them at you, like a umbrella shield. It was from a furious traveler who came in here.
Whoa!
I'm gonna hand it to Darius. Like, how does this work?
It's kind of like a gun. You just shoot, except you don't shoot and you just put it in front and you hope someone shoots you.
Yang's got his arms up while you're pointing it at him. It's like,
Don't worry, Yang. He won't hit you.
Oh, now that's a low blow.
So then you go up to them and you have your
Yeah.
amulet. And they both furrow their brow and they move their hands closer. May we see it?
Yeah.
Do you leave it on or do you take it off?
I think she,
Leaves it on.
Leaves it on.
Okay, they both
unless they ask for it off.
hold it in their hands. There's something blocking our understanding of what's happening here. It's powerful, but that's only the spell blocking whatever's actually happening in it. It's a powerful, extremely energetic spell. It is also very old, like thousands or longer years old.
I don't know where it came from. I just found it.
It's very pretty.
Thank you. Do you want to see? I put a picture of my family on the inside.
Lock it opens. Other than that, I think this is beyond our understanding.
Okay, thank you. And she's gonna tuck it back into her shirt.
How much for the umbrella
Yeah, I was just about to ask.
device? The wooden parasol.
Your spell shield.
That would be, and you see them doing some math on their fingers. 2,000 gold pieces.
Oh, your bum has got to be out the window.
I don't have nearly that much money.
I don't think I have a 20th of that.
Yang spent it all on sticky buns.
It was worth
An infinite supply of sticky buns.
Darius. Well then, and Darius will just kind of like set it back nicely to make sure it doesn't break.
Once you set it back, it clack, 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 clack.
That's weird. Well, I won't be asking about that, but I do have one more item I think I'd like you to look at. And then I forgot we had this, but the spider ring that we found. What about this thing?
I think that's going to take the same amount of time as the others, if you would like us to hold on to it.
Sounds good to me.
Is there anything else we can help you with?
Not at this moment. Thank you.
We'll be back soon.
Thank you for stopping by our shop.
Thank you for looking at our stuff.
Thank you.
Can we please leave now?
Darius is out the door.
Perhaps we should take a moment and get caught up. It's been days.
Yeah, Shava, you look well, but what happened?
It's not exactly the best conversation for where we are.
Well, we can just go into our rooms real quick. I'm guessing it changed.
We stand outside.
Yeah.
Rooms, please.
What have
I
you
think
guys,
it's fair to say we've gone back into our room.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
what have you guys been doing? Let's catch up on that first.
Yang and I hunted an electric vampire.
Yeah.
It was exhilarating. How failure.
How do those two words
Okay.
work together?
Shava's jaw
Yeah,
drops.
what?
Well, I guess it could go the other way. It could be a vampire electrical. No, it has to be the other way.
No, I think it sounds better the other way.
Yeah, electric vampire.
Basically, a local god was transformed, much maybe in the way that our RoRi friend was, into a creature of pure energy that now feeds off of the living. We attempted to hunt it, but it escaped us into, what does the city call those? The power lines?
The grid?
Yeah.
I would know about this. I'd say that would be the power grid.
I returned to the victim that it had feasted on to the gods, but at this point in time, they were unwilling to give us more information. But I have sworn to hunt and kill this thing.
I could probably help you get into that now.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty. That
Big
sounds like something that should be taken care
problem.
of sooner rather than later.
I'm glad you have returned. I do believe Yang and I would have been in over our heads.
No, I would have got it. I was a snake. Actually, bitten them and then we would have been good.
What kind of snake?
A rattlesnake. he wiggles his tail back and forth and makes a sound.
I am fairly convinced this creature is one of the most dangerous things in the city at the moment.
That actually might be the perfect thing to tell Izo. And then Darius would go through since I got to the Technomancers, I met with Archie, and he told me that he would work on getting all of us an audience with Izo himself. If you can see we can handle ourselves and protect the city out here, we might be able to do some good inside the tower.
Well, and Whisper's made a new friend. We found a bar called Wonderland, and we met a really cool goblin.
He is not my friend.
He was a good guy.
I hate him.
You should make more friends.
Not that one.
Okay. I would love to meet him at some point.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not a fan of goblins either.
Yeah, Shava, and now it's your turn. What happened with you?
I've had a lot going on. Well, first things first. The biggest issue. My family's coming here.
What?
All of them or just some of them?
I think it's just the siblings.
Oh,
But,
okay. Are they gonna take over the town or
Are
something?
they coming positively or negatively?
Well, now that Lucius is gone, we need a new heir for the family. Someone else to lead the syndicates back in Jeowang. And all of the territory that they have there. It turns out me being sent here was not to find my brother, but to have a head start on making my own syndicate. We're all competing, and I didn't know if I should tell you this, but I have to make my own underground ring of criminals to become the next leader of the family.
Yes!
And
think of the uniforms we'll all wear! Oh, it's gonna be so cool!
You don't publicize that stuff. That's how it's why it's called Underground Syndicate.
Yeah.
Do you?
I'm honest.
Darius, who is?
I'm incredibly mad at my family right now because they haven't even tried looking for Lucis. They've immediately jumped to trying to get a new heir.
Perhaps
We have 2 weeks until the first of the siblings arrive.
Shava, I am uncomfortable creating a crime syndicate.
As am I.
I understand the need for such organizations, but
I didn't think it would happen like this. I thought this was a mission to go find my brother. He was always much better at the logistics, the making connections and setting up rings and stuff like that. That's very much not my strong suit, which is probably why they gave me the 2-week head start.
then perhaps maybe that's what we do. We find your brother, then there's no need for the others to
That's
compete.
Yeah, he's got to be here somewhere.
That's what I'm hoping for, but we don't have much time, and I do want to be heir of the family, but I don't know what my siblings are going to do. This is basically going to create a war between all of us.
Oh
That
no.
is-
I
would look
don't.
so sad at this. Like the concept of interfamily war would just it would visibly devastate me.
We can try and stop them. I want to stop them. I love my family so much, and I don't want them to hurt each other. But everyone is after the head of the family. It's the most renowned position. You get so many wealths and riches of a life, like more than anyone could use in a lifetime.
Does that mean, did your father pass away? Or, I don't know what happened.
No, he is not passed away, but he is growing older. And it's typically around this time that we start looking at who the next heir is going to be. And typically it would be the next oldest sibling. But everyone else was pretty upset, and they wanted to even the playing field, per se. And honestly, I could really use your guys' help. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, of course. That's what we're
way
here
over my
for.
head.
Well, do you think you could stop them with words alone? Or do you know your siblings enough to know what they're after? And what they'll do first?
No. The closest sibling to me was Lucis, and he's gone. We don't know where he is.
How many siblings do you have?
4. There are 5 of us in total.
3 others.
I think that they're going to have us fight for territory, and whoever does it with the most grace and whoever is the best leader. It's almost like they're test running us.
All right, well, we've all been beating around the bush, so I guess I'll just say it. I'll lead the crime syndicate. I'll do it, guys. I'll take the fall.
I don't know what to do.
Well,
That face that Whispers had on earlier. Turned.
I didn't want to keep secrets from you guys anymore. It's never worked in the past, and it's not going to work in the future. I figured 4 heads is better than mine alone. I want to prioritize looking for my brother before we go too deep into this syndicate stuff.
Maybe our meeting with Mr. Barley will reap us rewards in this endeavor.
We're busy.
We are not. We finished our conversation.
Go away.
Who is
It
it?
was very timed. It was timed well.
RoRi?
Hello?
Hello?
You would recognize the voice of Sam from the Technomancer's
Hey,
Call.
Sam. Sam, how'd you find me here?
You guys aren't super hard to find.
Fair enough.
Archie has finished his he's finished his correspondence with Izo Barley. I've got a letter here for you.
All right, and Darius will just open the door and take it.
Okay. She'd hand you the letter, or you just
No.
face?
No, Darius would say, "Thank you kindly. Is there anything else you need from me?"
Not right now. No.
Yeah.
It is, by the way, for as soon as possible.
That works great for us, I think. Look back at all of you. Yeah.
I am ready to go now.
Yeah, thanks, Sam.
Thank you. Good to see you all again.
I don't think I've met you yet.
Oh.
Have I?
Oh no, you haven't.
Well, that's very rude of me. I'm sorry.
No.
My-
My apologies. I'm Shava Damaxic.
And I am Sam of the Technomancers College. I'm what they call a techno-tamer.
What does that consist of?
Oh, I'm sure Darius can fill you in. I do need to be on my way.
Well, it was great to meet you.
You as well.
Wait, before you go,
Soon.
are you a pre-recorded message?
This has been a pre-recorded. No, just kidding.
Oh. I love it when they trick Darius with that.
That's Archie's gig, not Sam's.
All right. You all take care.
Thank you kindly.
Bye.
She would scurry off.
I mean, yeah. Then Darius would just open the letter and read whatever it says.
It is just basically like you have been approved audience with Izo Barley to be like conducted as soon as possible. This letter will act as an entry to get into the Capitol's building.
All right.
Then we should go with all haste.
Have we ever seen Izo Barley with like a title? Like, is he do people call him the mayor, the
People
founder?
really refer to some people do refer to him as the founder. That would be the most common.
Okay.
People rarely refer to him as like the leader or the. Some people might, but there's no official title like mayor or like counselor or something like that.
Interesting.
Cool. Right, well, grab your stuff. Best not keep the founder waiting.
On the way to the Capitol, you see a silhouette of a large bird overhead in the sunlight.
Okay. I can only make out a silhouette of it.
Yeah, and it is slowly descending.
A large avian approaches.
Ah! Look out! It's gonna attack us!
Breathe. You're not a tiny bird for it.
Yeah, he's gonna crawl under Whispers.
I will kill it before I let it eat you. You are my backup meal, not its.
Okay, hold on. I need,
Yeah.
I have to roll for this. So this silhouette swoops down and you start making more. You start seeing more details emerge. The bird swoops right down a building's windows, and it is an aarakocra, like Whispers, but eagle, and its face kind of hooks down into that eagle style beak, and it swoops down, and you see the talons grab along like it's grinding along the edge of a building as it flies down. I think that's going to need another roll. And then tumbles.
Oh no.
And you watch them go end over end as they try to regain their balance, and before they hit the ground, they barely manage to swoop up and come to a skidded stop and then tumble directly in front of your group.
Hello, Swoops.
Swoops! This eagle aarakocra with brown feathers and a yellow beak stands up. It's wearing a satchel with what look like almost shin guards and shoulder guards on it as well. Oh, what's up, guys?
Oh gosh.
Oh, good to see you, Wispy.
If you call it Wispy too, Darius is so affirmed now. Darius is like, I've been trying to get that in for about a month.
It is good to see you as well. What are you doing here?
Oh, well, I heard that you got, like, kicked out or, like, abandoned or whatever. And, like, I just was like, oh, Whispers is a cool guy. So, like, a month after I found out that you were kicked out, well, like, like I found out a month later because I was like, man, I haven't seen that Whispers guy in like forever. And then they were all like, oh, he got kicked out. Didn't you hear the High Wind Speaker? And I was like, yeah, dude, I forgot about that. So I did some like windsurfing and I like ended up here because like this, like the tower is pretty easy to spot, I guess. And like, then I just been like flying around and then I saw like an aarakocra and it just happened to be Whispers. And that was like really cool. Yeah.
Whoa. So you're not going to eat me, right?
I don't think so.
Oh boy.
You burn
Anyway.
people?
My name is Swoops at sunset. We're related.
Distantly.
Shava has a huge grin, like a shit-eating grin.
Oh man.
And anyway, I'm here because like Whispers has a point. The tower is real tall.
Yeah, you're right, Swoops. That's all he talks about.
I know.
It reaches to the heavens. Ah.
Yeah, I like flew up there and I didn't see it like top to it, so I didn't fly that far, but
That's like totally radical, my dude. I'm gonna put out like a fist and see if he fist
I'm
bumps.
just
righteous. And then he like slaps your fist with his like feathery hand and like kind of flops it.
I'm gonna do it in return. I'm gonna like
Make a performance check. Can you keep up with his erratic
Ooh.
movements?
Looks like it.
That's an unnatural 20.
Wow. Okay, yeah, you guys, it looks like you've practiced this secret hand check
Chest
before.
bump.
Shava, do not encourage him.
I don't
So,
know what you're talking about. He's like my best friend now.
I thought you were all super proud, spiritual people.
We are.
I am
Oh, well, sorry,
I'm
I
like
didn't mean to offend. Sorry.
really spiritual.
No, you are not.
Well, like, I mean to be.
When's the last time you were at morning calls?
Well, like, I was, like, out. But, like, I was there in spirit. That's what spiritual means. Duh.
Yeah, I think I get his point.
Yeah.
Does he have any weapons on him?
He would have a staff similar to yours.
Okay.
It would be differently constructed. Whereas yours is, like, 3 claws. His is more like a grasping claw.
Swoops, I am pleased to see you. I truly am. In Whispers, there would be this like mortified look on his face that you are seeing this side of his culture. But he's also one of those cousins where it's like, the guy's always a good time, even if you don't want him to be. You followed me all the way here from Calboria.
Yeah, but I had, like, a windsurfer, so it was way easier than whatever you, like, flew around on. Wings, probably.
Right. Well, I traveled with these are my companions, Shava and
Dope.
Darius.
I'm Yang. Dope.
Yang.
Yang, like him.
I would go on my back. Would you like a sticky bun? Yang loves them.
They're so good.
Is it
Full of energy.
alive?
No.
Oh.
It's got caloric energy in it.
Oh, rad.
Some say that everything humans consume, or like anyone consumes,
Oh, yeah.
has
But it has
caloric
to be
energy in it.
inclusive.
No, Java. She said it was. These have caloric energy.
Anyway, I'm here to follow Whispers in his new religion.
Wait, so were you exiled as well?
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I got super exiled when I was like, Whispers has a point. And they were like, whatever, we didn't want you anyway, or whatever. Like, I try not to take things too hard.
Oh, Swoops.
Oh no.
Swoops. Okay. I don't know what to do with you.
Cool, I'll just hang out or whatever. Like, you have a, like, nest to chill?
We have a shop inn. There's multiple of everything.
Cool.
Darius is gonna go and go, all right, Swoops, it seems we're all traveling with Darius here and his new religion, and I think a great hold on.
You mean Whispers?
I think
Hold on.
a great first task for you as a new member of this faith would be, we need you to go and protect the ones who follow the tower at the inn over there. The 2 RoRi is what they're called. They're gonna need some protection. So if you could provide that, you'd be doing a great service to the tower.
Protection. All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, that way?
Yep.
Okay. And she flies off.
Look, it annoys your cousin, it annoys your family, but we really gotta get to Izo.
I agree. The eagles are the most majestic of my kind, the most noble. There's something just wrong with that boy.
That boy ain't right.
Yeah, eagles are pretty terrifying to us apelings, but he doesn't seem very threatening.
He means well.
All right. Yeah.
I do want to take a ride on that windsurfer thing, whatever he's talking about.
Welcome back to the Dive Lounge. It's been a while since we've been here, and we did a little upgrade. So now we have a jacuzzi in the corner next to the beanbag bear. A bear chair is what I meant. This week's review comes from OG Cloudite. I'm not exactly sure what to call our fans yet, so I'll actually be posting a poll on Twitter, and this will be one of the options. They said, through and through, a well-produced podcast, an enjoyable world to live in, and worth the listen. A solid choice if you're looking to satisfy your D&D nerdiness. Thank you very much, OG Cloudite. And we have another review from... Wait, who are you?
What up? I'm Addy the Ad Imp. All I wanted was to speak in this here microphone, but this guy got in the way. Oh well, he looks stable, so he'll wake up eventually, I'm sure. Treasure Trove Dice is a place to buy high-quality show-stopping dice to impress your friends with smoky resin, metal, and actual gemstone. So you could probably use the magic within to summon monsters with dark rituals, though I'm required to say I will not be personally responsible for any damages caused by said rituals. Go to treasureTroveDice.com and input code DiveCloud for a 10% discount. That is DIVECLOUD, all one word. By buying your dice here, you are directly...
That's right, Scram. I didn't realize we had an imp problem. I'm gonna send you back to the show while I deal with this. Hey, get back here.
Off we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we cut directly to you guys at the Capitol building. It is a white marble building with large columns. It's similar to our structures, but it is also very geometric and similar to the other building styles that the downtown has, because you would have had to go through all of downtown to get here. And you all begin to step up these. There's a bunch of steps leading up, and then there are two guards. They are both holding these longer swords, and those gems are brighter and larger, and the actual blade hums with this energy, and they sort of look like they're vibrating back and forth. And it's hard to get a read on where it is exactly.
I mean, Darius now knows what they are, so he's just like, he's like, I know what those are. Yeah, good new models. I see that. Just walk.
Is he humble bragging right now?
They cross their swords in front of you.
Sorry, we have an audience with Izo, and then he'd pull up a letter and just be like, look.
They would look over it. All right, you're clear for entry. And they move their swords back, and they let you pass.
Thank you, kind sir.
Thank you.
And go in.
Okay, you enter, and you see a sort of hall, and it has all this artwork, like murals, but they're they have like depth to them, sort of like plaster murals or something like that. They're not painted, but they're like relief carvings all along the wall, and it just shows imagery of machinery in the tower, and there's a carving of Izo kneeling down and picking up some sort of technology looking shape.
Any nature in any of it?
You would see very strange looking nature. It's like trees, but none you recognize.
So Shava's not paying attention. She's actually like super scribbling in her haiku book.
Okay. Java's Not even looking up.
Guys, I have a great one.
Ooh.
Oh.
Do you want to hear it? It's about Swoops.
Yes, of course.
Cousin of Whispers. Super radical eagle. And I put quotation marks around the spiritual guy. Because he seems like connected with energy.
Yeah.
And then I
like it.
turn it around and you see a very, very poorly drawn eagle that doesn't have 2 eyes.
Oh, it looks just like him.
I'm pretty proud of myself.
A tiefling, a very tall tiefling, probably 7 feet-ish tall, very lanky, wearing a very well-tailored suit with pink peach skin and small horns with a tail flicking around. They are going into one of the rooms off the main chamber, and you can see inside of it is a sort of study or studio area with papers laying around, scrolls are in his arms, and inkwells and pens and just all these sort of scribe-based materials.
We have no idea where we're going.
Yeah, for real. I guess find some attendant, like.
I would say that would be the closest guy that you see.
Yeah.
Oh.
So if you want to stop him.
Yes, please.
Okay. He turns around, scrolls in his arms. One moment, and he sets down all his scrolls. What can I do for all of you?
We have an appointment with Mr. Isobar.
Ah, I drew up that notary. Let's see. Yes, Izo. I can lead you to him upstairs.
Oh, what's your name?
My name is Asmodeus.
Asmodeus. Ooh, cool name.
Thank you. It's a family name.
Do I recognize that family name?
Make a history check.
Oh.
Wait, Asmodeus?
Yeah.
14.
Okay.
Whisper steps back.
You don't know.
Well, I don't know.
We don't know
Yeah,
that.
Yang doesn't know either. Do you guys know? Do you know why I'm laughing? Okay,
Isn't that
because it sounds like Asmodeus.
Yeah, the name of the evil guy.
Anyways.
There's different ways to pronounce it.
Yeah, of course.
14.
14? You do remember overhearing a story that you were not in the room for. You had your ear pressed up against a door at some point. And you heard a tale recounted about the history of tieflings, and that a deal was made long, long ago, and that's why they look the way they do, and they made that deal with someone named Asmodeus or Asmodeus.
Okay. I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm just going to...
Yeah, you sort of have a flashback, like you had totally forgotten about that until you heard the name.
This dude is a member of the evil man.
Maybe.
A descendant, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just family name.
It's a family name.
Just family.
So you need to directions to Izo's.
Please.
Quarters.
We have never been here before.
Yes, you can find him up those stairs and to the right.
Thank you.
See you later.
Have a good day.
You as well.
Thank you, sir.
He would nod. And are you guys off that way?
Yeah.
What does
Alright.
these horns look like?
Very small.
Okay.
They're just short little ones out of his forehead.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Is
so
there
it
anything
looks like
interesting
a
on his
literal
papers? Like,
They're all scrolled up. I would let you make.
I'm here for that.
You can see the titles of the books. It's a lot of law
Investigation.
books.
Okay.
It's a lot of contract kind of based
Asmodeus.
things.
He's the notary.
he's the lawyer.
You see him as like a stamp for like authorizing things.
Nice.
Is there any sense of story to the reliefs in the room?
Yeah.
Like, what could we pick up on that? Or maybe ask Asmodeus
Yeah. I suppose.
what the story is. Is it just telling the coming of the tower or the founding?
It's sort of, there is the dome structure, and that has more of an abstract painting that has geometric shapes across it. It's much more abstract, but the walls are carved in marble, and there are 3 sections, and they tell the story of the fall of the tower. So it shows Izo standing with the tower in front and clouds swirling around it. Then it shows a whole group of people of different races and different outfits, including Izo, all entering the tower. And then it has, on the next panel, it has him holding a piece of technology, and then none of those people are around him.
Interesting.
And then on that piece of technology, there's like a miniature version of Aether.
Oh,
Whoa.
that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, and you go up the stairs, and there are the double doors. They open once you arrive, and you see that large red bird has pushed the doors open from it's standing, so it's not flying, and it kind of kicks the doors open as you arrive.
From the inside? When we first met Izo, he had like a large red bird with
It is
a
a large
large beak.
Yeah, it is a large red bird with.
How large is large?
opalescent.
Like a real eagle
It's
size?
probably like a good 2.5 feet tall.
Oh my.
Oh,
So it's a very large bird.
Just a little shorter than me.
it's the halfling of aarakocras.
Those are kin too.
Oh.
No.
So it was standing outside the door and kicked the door open for us?
Yeah. So
So it's obviously smart.
clearly, yeah. And you see a quaint studio.
Mm-hmm.
It is wooden paneled and lit by candles and lanterns. Though there is a window that is open, letting light in, but there is a few candles right by where he's working. You see a bunch of books and papers, as well as bits of sort of trinkety looking technology things and metal on his desk.
Okay. Whispers would walk forward and then squat cross-legged, like right in front of him.
There are chairs set up.
But he
For-
can sit on the floor.
You'd
He's
sit on
made
the
his
floor. Well, you
choice.
wouldn't be able to really see him from that angle.
That's okay.
Okay.
Perch on the back
It's-
of the chair.
He is a super well respected authority, and I'm taking a very humble position.
The bird would fly like it stirs up all the air in here, and it would fly up onto a perch specifically for it.
Does he have like a balcony off his place here?
I think he does now.
Okay, cool. And high ceilings?
Yes,
Yeah.
high ceilings for the space. It kind of goes up way higher, and the bird flies around and jumps between different perches up there. And then there's a big balcony that looks over the city area here.
Can I try something?
I can't stop you.
Okay. Can I want to stare at this bird so hard that I detect magic at it.
Okay. So you begin. Oh, you always
magic
have
at it.
you always have your detect magic up.
Yeah.
It is 100% magical.
That's not a real bird.
Make an Arcana check actually for me.
Yeah. She doesn't actually say that out loud too. She's just like fangirling. That's pretty good. My rolls are on fire tonight. That was Arcana? 19.
19 is good. There's something that strikes you as similar to it as Nyx feels. It feels similar to Nyx.
Okay. It's from the tower.
And Izo would stand and formally address all of you. Hello, it's good to see you again. My name is Izo Barley, and he does a little bow, holding his arm in front of him. Thank you for meeting me at my chambers. You arrived quickly. I appreciate that. I am quite busy recently. Please take a seat. I see your friend Whispers already has, and I appreciate the casual nature.
And Yang's gonna go sit next to Whispers in the same style that he's sitting.
I look over at Yang Arley. Lower your gaze. Do not look at him until he asks you to stand.
Yeah, of course. And he lowers his head and his tail comes and blocks his eyes.
There's no need to be that formal. But whatever is comfortable for you. So, Archibald has...
Oh, Darius is calling him that forever now. That's great.
Archibald has told me that you have business to speak of, and also formalities that must be kept. Shava, welcome to my city of the Damaxic household. I'm sad to say that I could not greet you properly in a public space and draw attention to your name, but Now, I would like to formally welcome you.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for having us as well. Your city is very, very lovely, and we look forward to learning more about it.
And I'm sure we'll have plenty of business with the Damaxic household as we continue our city's expansion.
Yes, do please plan on that.
And then Yang's gonna stand up and say, and I'm Yangne Evenway, official representative of Calcamul. And then he'll do a bow.
Yes, thank you, Yang. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Darius Smokebrewer, it's a pleasure to finally meet you, sir. I am also the representative of the Forge Clerics from Varnigno. Pleasure to be here.
Yes, I've been looking forward to having someone to consult with from Dwarven heritage for quite some time.
You can call him what he is.
Ordric is kind, but not exactly the most knowledgeable about Dwarven goings-on.
Or anything else. Sorry, those are my own pent-up aggressions towards the man. But I would be glad to consult with you if you ever have the time.
I am quite busy, so if you have something to say, I suggest saying it now. I don't know when I'll find my next free moment. What brings you to my chambers?
Well, we're hoping to get into the tower, really.
I'm afraid that currently that is outside the realm of possibility. I have particularly closed the tower because it is dangerous, and I do not want to see more people injured or killed.
Well, that's also one of the reasons we aim to get inside the tower. There's reasons for each of us to get inside of it. One, for saving a friend. Two, for finding reasoning for saving other people from Calcamul, and for finding the ways to implement technology to help people. You can't do that if we can't get into the tower. You've pulled out so much, but eventually, if you want to expand, it's going to stop if you can't keep getting the resources you need.
Make a persuasion check.
Can I add something to that?
Sure.
I'm sure you'll remember, or I will ask if you remember, that my brother Lucius, the oldest of the Damaxic household, he came here not too long ago.
Actually,
Your brother went into the tower and did not return. It's part of the reason that I've closed the tower.
I wish to seek him out.
What did you roll?
do I get advantage with her helping?
Yeah, I'm attempting to help him here.
Okay, I would say yes.
Cool. Oh, that's worse. That's a 7.
Seven's not great.
Terrible.
Right now, I'm trying to figure out my next steps. Maybe there's something you could do for me, and then I will consider potentially working with you in the future. Potentially tower-related business.
Yeah, and we don't mind going in to try to help take care of whatever this danger is. As you can tell, we're pretty strong folk.
I can tell you're very strong, and I can also tell you that you would die almost immediately.
Yang's got this nice pose, and as he's saying this, he slumps.
Not to harm your enthusiasm, I'm simply trying to protect you.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have any idea what is in there? Have you seen it yourself?
I'm afraid that's not information I'm currently willing to divulge, but if we work together, if you can do this for me, maybe we can work together. I have something that I've been trying to get done for a while, and I need you to all agree that this is a matter of secrecy.
Of course. We're the best at keeping secrets.
I've already signed enough confidentiality documents at the Technomancers. This is just one more on the pile.
All right.
You keep your mouth shut.
That bird would swoop down, and it would hover towards Nyx. It would settle on a bookshelf and look directly at Nyx.
Okay.
Is Nyx invisible still?
Yeah.
I mean, she is most of the time. I don't think she would particularly react to it. I'm assuming that she knows that Iso already knows that she's there.
Yeah, you can feel her energy is a little more nervous, but she's not scared per se.
Okay. Can I actually tuck her a little bit closer to me, so then if this bird tries to make a move, he has to go through me first?
Yeah, totally. The problem that I'm having currently is there is a ruin that has opened itself up on the edges of the city, the very edge of the city. It also happens to be located in a place known as, well, colloquially, I shouldn't have picked that word.
Colloquially.
Colloquially known as the Beat. It is a sort of tent city where many bards and entertainers have made their residence. And all of my attempts to send people to study this ruin have unfortunately been turned away, and I'm not willing to sink to espionage or violence. And anyone who's been associated with the city of Aether has been turned away. It might be good to send people like you who are not necessarily related to me in such a way as people who work for me, gain their trust and enter the ruin, return to me with information on what it is and more about it. I'm concerned that it could be related to the tower.
Now,
But I'm currently working on something far more pressing.
the asking for information is a little bit more broad. Is there specifically any information you would like us to hone in on?
I would like to know if it is just a single room that is opened, or it goes deeper. I've heard reports of strange happenings deeper in the ground. I'm worried it may be related to these same reports.
Mr. Barley, may I speak?
You may, Whispers.
Thank you. At that point, he would finally stand up. We encountered a strange ruin on the way here. Do these look familiar? Who has the rubbings?
I pull them out of my bag.
They do look familiar. Well, since you've brought them to me, I suppose I can divulge a little information. That script is the language of the tower.
The tower has a language, or people inside of it have a language?
It's hard to say exactly, but there's a language associated with the technology, with how things work. It is that script. It is indecipherable as far as my best and most astute scholars have found out, even through magical means. But it is very likely that this is related, especially if you found a ruin outside of the tower that
Some
housed this
distance from
language.
here.
Its effect has spread across the whole land.
Most true.
Or perhaps it was always there.
No, that's ridiculous.
But this is my request. You're more than welcome to continue about your business and simply forget that we had this conversation, or take me up on it.
I think I can speak for our group to say we will take you up on this offer. I have a unrelated question to ask you, though.
Okay.
I'm hunting someone. There is a god who is transformed into energy, who now feasts on the living.
You're searching for something, not someone.
It seemed to be a being. It acted with intelligence.
I think that some amount of information would help you in your search. Do you know what a vampire is?
There are creatures that feed off the life of others, yes.
They're spooky.
Both true. Vampires were thought to be extinct long ago, during a great war that happened thousands of years prior, back when the landscape was darker in most places. The vampires were thought to be entirely extinct, wiped out. I don't think that's the case anymore. In fact, I know it to be true. Just know that not every vampire you meet is necessarily evil. The ones you were talking about are different.
Well, I guess while we're sharing information too, we met a colony of undead people that also weren't necessarily evil, but they were doing things that I wouldn't agree with. I don't know. It's complicated.
You were speaking of gravestone?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm well aware of its existence. I've met with Gash before in person.
Oh.
They are minding their own business. I have no current problems with them. They are most fascinating, but they do not wish to be studied in any way.
Did you know that their undeath is related to the tower, and that beings from the tower manipulate them? Feed off of them, perhaps?
The way that they have returned to life, or undeath at least, has certainly been caused by the tower. What you speak of is that the technology has been affecting them.
Correct.
I do know this. I've seen it before, but I'm afraid there's only so much I can tell you without giving away dangerous information. Information is powerful.
Well, we already fought one of these things. We used you call it a ferry? Is what it was?
That's what it referred to itself as.
And then there's a part of it said it sat in a pool full of this water and then shake it and turn all blue. You seen this before?
Make an insight check.
That's pretty good. That's gonna be. Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be 21.
Okay. You see his eyes grow a little larger? No? I haven't seen anything quite like that before.
You lying.
I also have something that may be of interest. I have a familiar of sorts.
I know.
Her name is Nyx, and she is also from the tower, we believe.
I can see her through my bird's eyes, and the bird would fly over and land on his shoulder. And its talons are so large that it does have to hold on to like both shoulders or to like part of the arm.
I assumed as much, but it could be related to like the draining energy, for instance. She just appeared one day. We're also trying to figure out why I have her and why she is here.
Unfortunately, that's information beyond my knowing. I could attempt to help you in your quest in figuring it out, but I think that the tower is where you would find that information more than out here in the city. Like I said, potentially we could work together on tower-related phenomena and issues in the future, should this mission go well.
Yeah, and Izo, I have one question before we do go. You know that the scale had broke and crumbled in Calakmul, right?
Yes, I've heard reports.
I have, because its timing was tied so close to the tower landing, I'm wondering if you think that the tower could have had something to do with it. That's my mission. I'm here to prove that that's the case.
I think with how close the timings were, it would be strange if they were not related in some capacity.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Just hearing that, it's good to hear. Someone agrees.
Well, I'm gonna try to like cut off Yang, because I'm sure he keeps talking about that.
He just keeps going.
Finally found somebody.
What do we think? Are you all interested?
Yeah.
I'm very interested.
We should promptly do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
As soon as possible.
There is also, as like Alassi's like, and before we leave to do this, one last gesture of good faith with us is we encountered a woman. She was something, not sure if it was, either way, she is aggressive and has been taking people out of the Midwood? The Midwood and doing things to them. We encountered one of these creatures. His name was Andy, and he was spliced with, I'm sure you saw it, the mechanical elk that came out of the tower.
I've heard this tale. I spoke with Jenna, and she relayed all this information to me.
Well, we have her eye.
Okay.
She was rather angry when we took it, and the Anditar, it came looking for it, and we took care of him, but we still have it. And I have a feeling that she's still looking and is not going to be kind when she finds out where it is.
And you would like me to help you?
Well, either we can hold on to it for you and it can come searching after us, or we can give it to you. You can figure out what it is, what it does, and you could be prepared if she does come looking for it, or hope and pray that she doesn't.
So you'd like to give me this eye?
If you'd be willing to take it.
I think I would, especially if it poses a danger to my citizens.
Then yeah, I mean, if it's cool with you guys, you say, study it, figure out what it does, and hopefully we can use it to stop her. And he'd hand it over.
He would pull a sort of handkerchief from his vest, and he would hold out his hand and take the eye.
Sorry. Wow. That was a big one.
Swoops smashes into the No, not really. Yeah, he would take it, ball it up, and you'd see him put it in a small cage.
Mr. Barley, one last thing. I have been pondering this vampire problem. I am vexed by your statement that they are not all evil. While I can process that informationally, watching this one in particular feasting on a human was... It is hard for me to see it any other way.
It didn't seem like it had much compassion in it.
I've already shared as much as I can. I have an agreement to only share so much. There are some things that, well, you should only talk about if you have to. And I don't have to right now. I apologize.
That is disappointing, as I am contracted through your gods to hunt and kill it. But I understand, I think.
Whispers, you're from a culture that does not understand secrets.
No, we do not.
Misinformation. It's a tool. Information is powerful. Dangerous. Knowing certain things can be the difference between life and death. And it's also a bartering chip. Something that can be transferred between different parties, groups. Traded and dealt like any currency. I think you'd do well to remember that there are some things that are more valuable than gold.
I think I have become aware of this concept. The part that I am struggling with is why you are bartering the lives of your citizens and not giving the information to people who can prevent their demise. That seems callous.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm not very good at those. Oh, that's a good roll. 19.
Woo. There are vampires, and they are different than the one that you saw.
How do I stop the one I saw?
I don't know. If I knew, they wouldn't be running around.
Very well.
Thank you so much for your time. Does anyone else have any other questions?
No, thanks, Mr. Barley.
Which way is the beat?
I will have one of my attendants describe the locale of this place. It's fairly clear. There's lots of music and dancing and tents. Should be fairly easy to spot. So, I do believe that my time here is up. I appreciate you all coming on such short notice.
And it's been an honor to speak with you.
And you as well. And I do hope that you can find your brother.
Thank you. I hope your future endeavors also come out favorably.
And I think that's where we're going to end the
All right.
session.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Whoop.
All right. Very cool.
Thank you all for listening. It's a very exciting and hectic time for us. We do have a lot going on, but we're ecstatic to keep making this show for all of you. If you'd like to keep up with our news and updates or want to speak to us directly, you can find us on Twitter at DiveCloudCast. There is also a dice giveaway happening for some dice on Twitter that coincides with our Season 2 premiere. We release episodes every other Monday, so I'll see you on October 21st. We've got a wild show planned, so stay tuned and have a good one.
Inspiration ignites an invisible channel that opens between machine and soul.